Hey everyone, it's Road, and I'm here because we are starting the Ace Attorney trilogy. Um, I've been wanting to let's play this game, or I've wanted to let's play this series for a long time, and now I finally have the ability to do that, because this is this release date, it's the updated version that's on modern consoles and so it's on PlayStation 4, Switch, Xbox One, and Steam as well. I don't know if it's on other PC launchers, but it's at least on Steam. And this is the PS4 version. So settings, just going to that. So yeah, trying to think. Let's see. So this includes the first game, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, the second game, Justice for All, and the third game, Trials and Tribulations. These were the original 3 games that released on the Game Boy Advance in Japan in 2001, and they were released here in North America several years later because the trilogy was ported to DS. That was not originally as a trilogy, though. I think those were separate games. And then, yeah, they were separate games, and then we got those versions, and then since then the series has been ported to mobile, and there was a 3DS version that was the original trilogy, and then since then that trilogy, I think, came to mobile again. I don't know if they're broken up on mobile or not actually anymore, but this is basically the version that's been I guess technically the 3DS version, but even more high-res than the original because they redid the art for the 3DS version. And yeah, we're gonna play through these games that I really, really love. So the thing is, though, that this is a visual novel, technically. It's an adventure game, but it's presented like a visual novel where there's text on the screen. Even if we actually see... You can change the transparency of the text box down there at the bottom. I'm going to keep it on high transparency because the original game, like when they were showing screenshots of this, I was like, oh, I don't like the way that text box looks, but you can turn the transparency on, which I really like because seeing things behind it, like, because sometimes half the sprites, well, not half, but parts of the sprites are hidden behind it, and they're not sprites in this game, they're just art. But I guess I'm going to keep calling them that because that's what they originally were. But so because this is like this, there's almost no dialogue, spoken dialogue. I mean, it's all dialogue. There's no spoken dialogue. They only have that in cutscenes starting in Ace Attorney 5, Dual Destinies, but that's not in this collection, and we won't get to that anytime soon. So I'm not going to be reading everything, like I'm not going to be doing I'll do some of it, but not all of it, because that's a lot, and I also want to talk about things as I play, so yeah. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and start. The series is broken up into cases where each game has some episodes. So this is the first one, it's called The First Turnabout. We're just going to jump in. But the quick thing I do love for the first game is that each of these has this art is where it's different, because, well, this one, so it looks like this, but then if you go to another game, it's kind of a little more muted. I'm saying mute and muted, and I'm combining those into muted. That's weird. It's more muted because, like, it's usually there's a character that's front and center for, like, a character that's on the box art. It's like, here are the 4 characters, and they each get 1 episode or something, and then, like, hints of it in the background. Same with Trials and Tribulations. They kind of bounce around in how they portray it. Like, this one's a little better because you see more, but I really like how it is for the first game, because it's like this cool art that's sort of like a movie poster in a way. But yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and jump in. The First Turnabout. Did I turn off the transparency? I might have totally done that and not even noticed. We'll see. Oh no, murder! Damn it. Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. I've seen this intro probably 50 times in my life. August 3rd, 9:47 a.m. I need to check the transparency already because I feel like it's off. This even though the first game came out in 2001, this series originally starts in 2016, which is weird. Boy, am I nervous. It's one of my favorite lines ever. I'm already gonna check. Yeah, it is. Okay, maybe that's just weird. Okay. Right. Oh, hiya, Chief. So yeah, this is the way the game is presented. There's text box at the bottom, and the characters, usually front and center. It's pretty much like this in every game. There's a couple where it's different, mainly the investigations games, but we'll talk about those later. Favor? You knew the defendant before this case? Yes. I kind of owe my current job to him. Usually the character you're playing as does not have, is not presented in dialogue. That only happens in, again, investigations and, yeah, and in court. You'll see the character you're playing as. It's over. My life, everything, it's all over. And we're gonna get to, some of the, like, if you see down the bottom right where it says court record, we'll get to that when the game prompts us. Big mood, yeah, same. Nick. It's all over. I'm finished. Finished. The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The papers say it was you. I thought I remember it saying papers, not newspapers. Dang it. Phoenix Wright. In Japan, well, I should preface this before I'm saying I'm gonna give some trivia and other facts about the series while playing. That's another reason I don't want to read everything, because sometimes I'll be talking about other stuff. Like trivia. So, in Japan, Phoenix's name is Ryuichi Naruhodo, and Ryuichi has the prefix Ryu, which is dragon. So that's another mythical being like Phoenix. And Naruhodo, I think I'm pronouncing that right, is sort of, it's analogous to being correct or something, like right. I think that's it. But it's something like that because like every name in the series is a pun, basically. But yeah, Phoenix is talking about Larry's his good friend, and he's gonna rescue him. Court always starts at 10 a.m. almost, like, pretty much no matter what. God, that art is a little weird seeing in super high res, because you can actually see their faces, which is weird. This is the judge. The judge is the best character in the series. Not actually, but I love him. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The, defense is ready, Your Honor. Oh, I thought I remembered he had a second, ahem. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm, a little nervous. The fate of your client. Everything is riding on this. Yeah, lots of people are dying. Thank you, Your Honor. love this music. The series has fantastic music. I think probably the later, I mean, pretty much every game has different versions of the same tracks, like with different instruments sometimes and different arrangements, and they're all really good. Like it's sometimes hard for me to choose one over the other. So usually you get presented some dialogue options. So here's the thing. I have never chosen one of the others besides, I've never said Phoenix, I've never said Mia, I've always said Larry because Larry is a defendant, and saying the wrong response is usually just like, I don't like doing that because I feel embarrassed. But the trophies for this video game, include doing some of the wrong choices. We're not gonna get a trophy pop-up because I have that disabled, but I'm gonna see what happens for the first time. I don't know what happens when you choose Mia, so we're gonna look stupid. Also, is there a save option? Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that. So you get, I guess it's 3, oh no, you get a lot of save slots. Oh sweet, okay, that's nice, because before, I think in every game you only get 1. It just prompts you if you hit continue. That's really nice. I don't think this is a fail state, but we'll see what happens. The, defendant? That's her VFA? I have to leave. I have to go home. Wait, what? Oh. Oh, Jesus. That's about as basic as you can get. I put my foot in. Okay, he doesn't hear. He sounds way more confident. Well, that's Larry Butts. And there's like almost never, ever any sort of... There's only a couple times where there's bad endings. We'll get to that way later on. What is the victim's real name? There's a lot for this series that I want to talk about. But we'll talk about it as time goes on. It's... Wait. Uh-oh. His like, I'm in pain face is the best. It's just like, I am sweating profusely. Are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You couldn't even remember your client's name. I know the victim's name. I just forgot. Temporarily. Look, the victim's name isn't listed in the court record, so this is when we get prompted. Press the R1 button to check it at any time. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. So yeah, if we hit R1, we get the court record, which is where we will have our inventory, and well, our inventory, which is, it's both items we've picked up and evidence that we have at the current time. And if you press R1 again, you get profiles of everyone you've met so far, and it will give their name, their age, and a short description. Mia, who's our boss, who's lecturing us about being stupid. Larry, our BFF. Well, not BFF, because Larry's a character that we'll see a lot of later on. Cindy, she is the victim, so she's who we're trying to remember. And this is Winston Payne. Lacks presence, generally bad at getting his points across, and we can already see Winston Payne is an incredibly good name, as is Larry Butts, but Winston Payne is so good. We also have his attorney. No one would believe I was a defense attorney if I didn't care. It's because no one would believe a man like Phoenix Wright got to be a lawyer. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? Cinder Block. No. Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was hit with a blunt gun. She was struck once with a blunt object. I always say with. I've played this opening case so many times just because, like, oh, it's just fun to just go to the beginning. Thank you, Your Honor, because I don't feel nervous. Or relax. I don't feel nervous. He does feel nervous. Dang it. Oh, whatever. Yes, you're on. The Thinker. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. So yeah, you can immediately see this says in our inventory. You don't get it for this one. Actually, I guess we won't really talk. Well, in later entries, you can get items and kind of examine them in 3D, but that isn't this game because the original GBA games did not have that, and, yeah. I don't know why I'm jumping so far. I'm thinking of, like, Spirit of Justice and stuff, because even though that's a way more advanced game than this one. Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. Or make him look very guilty. Unfortunate. Uh-oh. Barry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Hey! I love his twitching mouth. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? He just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Ever. What's it to you anyway? Minez dumped. And was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies, all of it lies. I don't believe a word of it. No way. I think the series does. I mean, there are other visual novels that don't do it that are I'm kind of okay with. Well, not visual novels, but like if there's a game that has a lot of dialogue and has no voice acting, I expect it to have sound for when the text appears like this, because it feels so important to me now, just because of this series. I think just made me realize, like, oh yeah, that's really great just to have a sound while the text is filling out. I don't know, it's a weird thing, but I love it a lot in the series. So we can, I mean, this choice does not matter actually at all whatsoever. There are later ones that do matter, and that will change, like, oh, did I get a penalty or not? Or actually, do I get a bad ending? But that's very rare, and this does not matter at all. So we're gonna stop him from answering. My client had no idea the victims would see other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Oof, wins. I love him. He looks like, aw shit, I gotta take a shit. What do you mean, irrelevant? That cheating she-dog. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Just the way their faces look on that screen look weird to me. It's so weird to see them in high definition, not just 5 pixels. Oh boy, this is so not looking good. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. This also does not matter, but both of these answers are funny. But I always like to be honest. I know, I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. He's like going like, hey, telling the truth. Objection, I don't know. I was there, I went. I'm so glad they use the same audio from over a decade ago or at this point. It's so good. It's so good. A witness? Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness? So the way the way this game works is you have the opening part where there's usually a lot of like setup for what it is, and like Larry was called as a witness here, but we didn't cross-examine him really. We're gonna see that with this first witness is where the bulk of quote-unquote gameplay happens, where it's like, this is the main thing you're doing. This is bad. My witness was selling newspapers. Mr. Frank saw it. Frank saw it. You sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct? Oh, yes. Newspapers, yes. God, this guy creeps me out so much. You may proceed with your testimony. Sometimes I just skip to the end of a dialogue box because it's a little longer, but it doesn't matter. So this is where we get to a testimony. The witness who's on the stand will give several statements. And this music's great. Sometimes there's these images on there. They won't be there during the actual testimony, though, usually. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. It depends, like, because sometimes it's like, you need to see this image to put something together. A woman, not moving, dead. I honestly always forget how these ones go, because I just always skip to the end of them. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The fact that he, like, moves his body back and forth, but his head doesn't move, is just like, oh, this guy's weird. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Yeah, it's 2016. Someone using a landline in 2016? Well, I guess that's kind of understandable. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. What? You mean the thing I trained for like 3 years? What? Alright, Wright, this is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? I don't understand why what did these people go to law school for if they always ask, like, wait, what? Lies? What? He was lying? It's like no one knows how to do their job, even though they spent money and went to law school and took the bar exam for it. It's great. This series is really dumb sometimes, and I love it. How do I prove he's not? I mean, I don't know. Maybe they just all have nerves. It's the evidence. So this is basically once we find, or once we hear a testimony, we'll have to go through it and find whatever's wrong with it. And sometimes that someone's like misremembering. Sometimes they are they remember something wrong. Sometimes they're lying, and sometimes they, well, there's just a lot of there's a number of things that it could be. But so we have witness's account. So we are going to be presented with his statements, and we can move back and forth between them. So we're gonna the weird thing is, in previous ones there was a thing that would show, because part of my screen is cut off, but just the edges. So I don't think it's anything, but usually they show which statement you're on, like 1 out of 7 of like a little bar, and it's not showing it here, which is weird, but whatever. The thing in the top right is our health bar, quote unquote. We'll get into that more later because it doesn't really matter for this first case. So, if you pay attention, he's saying it was at 1 p.m. So when you're in the, when you're in this mode, when you're in the cross-examination mode, it doesn't give you the court records button. Instead, you hit present, and so now we can't actually look at profiles right now. In some games you can. This one, I guess it's not letting us. Is there? Oh, oops! I hit press by accident. 1 p.m. Are you certain? Yes, absolutely. Right. Does that seem strange to you? Yeah, they just spell it out. Okay, you can also hit R2 and L2 in this version. But yeah, so if we go to... wait. The autopsy report. Time of death, 4 to 5 p.m. That's not right. Objection! Objection! You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. This music is... wait, which one is... I'm totally blanking on what these tracks are called. It's not Tell the Truth, is it? I think it's Tell the Truth. But this is really good. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Oh, that. Oh, Objection! I have a shrill voice. No, he's dumb. Why were you so certain you found the body at 1 p.m.? Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. Oh. The character designs in these games are so good. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. It's weird how you can... I feel like that little line right there is like so indicative of this being a game set technically in Japan. Because of having a Japanese talk show where it's like, it's 1 p.m. Like, I feel like that's more of a thing that would happen in Japan, because I don't know of any talk shows here where it's like, oh, it's this time. But maybe I just don't watch enough daytime talk shows, because I don't watch any, except that happen in my break room, but whatever. I've got this one. Yeah, actually, we'll talk about this after, because we're doing this. There was a voice. It was probably coming from the television. Wait a minute. We just talked about there being a blackout. So, if you notice there, once you do the present and the music cuts out, if the music cuts out, you know you've made the right decision. And if you haven't, the music just keeps playing, because it's like, you're still going to be in this mode, so we're going to keep playing it. So it's a really funny thing. So when it's like you present and the music's playing, it's just like, oh shoot, I messed up. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. Uh-oh. She was watching on her laptop. It's weird. Wait, there it is. Oh, this series is like somewhat displaced out of time, because everyone in the series has flip phones, but it's 2016, which is great. And also, I mean, we'll see later just like how it's kind of weirdly, like, there's futuristic stuff at times, but there's also like everyone has flip phones where it's like, is that a digital camera? What in the world? Even though no one uses, well, there are people who use cameras in more modern time, but most people just use phones. I didn't hear the time, I saw it. Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. Wait, what? Excuse me? Murdered with a table clock. Gladly. Oh yeah, and so the music, when you get into later cross-examinations, like sometimes with the same witness or just like, you know, later in a trial, the music gets more intense and faster sometimes. It's great. So yeah, this is the actual murder weapon. It's a statue, not a clock. Objection. Wait just a moment. It was the statue. How is this supposed to be a clock? You with your objections and your evidence, just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Saltwood. I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Wright? He's just like, whatever. Yeah, you messed up. I see. I don't know what happens if you hit no, but I don't want to hit it. Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hands. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Oh shoot, indeed. You're lying. You went inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it. I could do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. Phoenix is just like, oh shoot, I got this. That was the sound you heard. Mr. Sawhead has like a square head in that view. That voice was burned into your mind. Objection! What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Again, I've played this case, so I just know the words sometimes, which is embarrassing, but whatever. Did you commit murder? I saw... It's the best thing. So that's what's traditionally referred to in the series as a breakdown, which is where the witness will get heated and, or, well, sometimes it's different. They will have like a specific set of animations that's used usually only once, and it's like, oh, they're at their last wit. And they're great. All the breakdowns are really great, pretty much. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I'd better think it through carefully. Your Honor. So that's showing in the top right there. That's showing we would lose 2 segments of health if we got this wrong. So ask the neighbors. Try something. And because the health bar went away, that shows we could pick the correct answer. It's usually how it works. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:25. Well, he is the thinker. Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. Ah. This clock's exactly 3 hours slow. And the actual time of death. Mr. Saw It. Try to talk your way out of this one. Ha! Ha ha. You forgot one thing. Uh-oh. What's he talking about now? While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it's running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? You can't prove that, you don't have a case. Even though you kind of do, because he's like breaking down, and it's way more likely that he's the killer, but whatever. Seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Shoot. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Saw It. We lost. It's over. So the way the series I mean, technically it's set in Japan. I mean, the localizations take place in Los Angeles, but because they take place in Japan, trials are generally in Japan. A lot of cases are found guilty, so that's kind of the basis for the series a bit, is that like a lot of cases end up guilty. Not that necessarily they're false ones or accusations as far as I know, but I just know a lot of them end up guilty, and trials are usually like 3 days or something, I think. Well, I don't know if that's true or not in Japan anymore. I forget how much they base this on the Japanese legal system, but it's definitely more Japanese than American. I'm not an expert, but I've read some stuff. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking outside of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts, assume the clock was 3 hours slow, and think through it. Why was the clock 3 hours slow? Right? Yeah. Wait, I'm a genius. Maybe I can prove it. You have one of these 5 items can definitely prove it. Well, Mr. Wright? Have you found evidence that supports this claim? Of course. Huh. Tough words. And it's the only one we haven't used. Take that! It says the United States of America on it. I wonder if they changed that for this. I've never looked at it that closely, or seen it in this high of resolution. As we all know, our time zones, it was 9 hours fast. Proof enough for you, Mr. Saw It? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Such a good... It's like they point out their puns. And then that's the final breakdown. It's like, oh shoot, he gave up. Or, well, unwillingly, probably, but... Not everyone passes out unconscious from a breakdown, but there are some. This case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. And find the true culprit at the same time. Yeah, it only took 30 minutes. We did it, boys. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. Confetti from the ceiling. Who's throwing the confetti anyway? Is it the people in the gallery? Is it the bailiffs? Does the judge have a gun? It turns out Frank Saw It was a common burglar. He poses as a newspaper salesman. That day. Uh-oh. I can't tell what clothes she's wearing. Like, does she have a jacket on? Because, like, the fact that, like, she doesn't have, like, anything on the top or part, like, beneath her neck, that looks weird. I don't know. I've never noticed, again, higher resolution, never noticed this stuff. Oh, it is a jacket, okay. It's like, it's very in the back there. Woo! I still can't believe we won. Right. Good job in there. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Now I can actually see what that painting is. Is that a bridge? I guess it's a bridge. I've never seen the Chief looking this heavy. I want to check. I'm just pressing some buttons right now. See if anything. Okay. Because in later games they have, imagine how Larry must feel, like, text history of what was said. I think they started that in Dual Destinies, but I guess they didn't put that in here, so that's a shame, but whatever. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no. I mean, bad. Bad, 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 bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy, Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry. Harry. Harry? Yes, you. Harry Butts, innocent. Larry is a character. I think the one thing I'll never understand is how Larry is able to support as many girlfriends as he has. Hey, take this. It's a present. It's used for murder. A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her, one for me. I'll keep it as a memento. For murder. Yo, Nick, can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. They played us like a damn fiddle. Larry. Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought it quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah. It's okay. Yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? Oh, I almost hit the wrong button. Take that. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive. She took it with her to fucking Paris. Whatever. She probably just needed a clock, that's all. It's a pretty heavy clock to take while traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Yo, Nick. Larry, you need to drink some water or something, considering how much you're crying and sweating. Ew. Right? People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you just have to believe in yourself. Right. Listen, learn, Grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. I don't know why it has that black screen for that, but I don't know, I guess it's effective. How about dinner? Innocent butts. Yeah! Speaking of Harry... maybe over drinks. Let's get shit-faced. My first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us." Unless you count that clock he gave Mia. I thought he originally said pay me. But whatever. I didn't know it then. But that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise I wouldn't be able to keep. The end. The game's over. We did it, everyone. Full speed run, 100%. Level 1. A brand new episode has been added. Is it gonna make us jump into that? I don't want to do that right now. Gonna save. Okay. Hold on. Well, we'll let this play out as a teaser, I guess. You know, actually, no. We're gonna end things off here, and we'll load the save, next time, and start the episode then, because we just will contain the first episode here. But yeah, we got through the first Turnabout, and talked a little about the series. And, I mean, yeah, started the Let's Play, so, I'll be back next time, and we'll start the second episode, which is called Turnabout Sisters, and, we won't get through the whole thing of that one in one go, like this one we did, because this one is the shortest one of the series. You can finish that one in like 10 minutes if you have like read that before and just kind of are speeding through the dialogue, but we were going really slow because it's a Let's Play. But, yeah, next time we'll start the second episode and see what happens with Phoenix and Mia, and Larry won't be there yet, but well, yes, we'll see what happens with Phoenix and Mia on their adventures. So thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all then. Bye.